Alright, Trusty Ape. We're on live. Yes, it's a little bit earlier than scheduled. We are running ahead of schedule. That is true. And it's whatever. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I am having a surprisingly good day. In spite of all the shit going on over here. Somehow managed to turn it around and have had a pretty positive couple of days now. And we're hoping to keep it going, But we're also prepared for the inevitable crash. So, alright, sounds like the mic is good. Update. So this stream is kind of going to be an in-between. And then we'll get back to what was the Pangburn Destiny Farina drama, which has now kind of fizzled out. So we'll go back to see how Travis Pangburn was involved in that a bit more, and things that he predicted. Thus far, Professor Dave has not responded to Travis Pangburn, as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen anything like that. Dave seems to be going along with his content for now. Although he may be preparing a piece for Travis. It does seem like something he might do. So we'll kind of try to get caught up there. But so far we've pretty much covered the back and forth between Destiny and Professor Dave there, and got the gist of that in the back. I don't know if there's like previous interaction and backstory to be had there. I imagine so. But we're not going to do that today. Today we're taking a bit of a break and kind of having some laughs. We'll hang out here. What else? Oh, yes. So, this video is partially inspired by the humanity, Tommy and Matt over there. I was watching some of their stream, and as a result, because I'm a weirdo, and I was trying to. There was some discussion about laxatives and such and stuff like that, and so I just happened to spell check myself using the YouTube algorithm, and was recommended a video from the Friendly Proctologist, who we have not seen here in a while, but we have seen before. So this is right on track too, because I'm probably gonna need to see one of these guys or some other kind of specialist, because I'm getting older and stuff, and nearly pooped myself on the way here. What's up, Will Freeman? Good to see you. Holy shit, it's the new Will Freeman. We need to boop. Add as moderator. Big love, buddy. So yeah, the last time we were with this guy, I think anyway. He's pretty fucking funny, and so when this came up, I figured we'd go for it. So that's the video right now. Metamucil or Miralax, which one is better? We'll start out with that. Congratulations. It's proper, it's timely. We need to know this type of stuff. Find out what your case is worth. Absolutely nothing.
You've done your research that the information on the internet is so bad. Terrible, actually. So, with the purpose of this video, giving you knowledge to help you with your issues, would you please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We did that.
Comment if you want to have a question answered.
We did hit the thumbs up button. Oh, and by the way, this was going to be like a premature 300 subscriber stream, because I was up to like 298 yesterday or something, and then some prick unsubscribed, so now we're back down to 297. So we need to find that guy. We need to beat him up. No, we don't do that, but
you may be featured
or a gal, whatever they were.
Future video. So let's get started with today's topic.
Yeah, and be good to your anus. Yeah.
The topic is, what's the difference between Miralax and Metamucil? Or are they the same? And this is a great question because on the internet, it's very hard to know
I
what
thought Metamucil was like fiber.
the difference is between the two and really which one you should be taking. Okay, so let's get into that today. Let's start with Metamucil. Okay, this is ground up grains, essentially natural
Okay, yeah, it says fiber product. I was right about that.
fiber with some addition of an orange flavor. Makes it kind of taste like soda pop. Anyway,
Snore,
already?
sleep
What
8
the
hours,
is that?
but rest 3 times less.
This is what a snorer's heart looks like after 10 years.
Nasty AI generated bullshit right there.
psyllium husk is what's ground up, and that product really has two
You have like a fucking brainworm coming out of his nose or something.
components in it. There is an insoluble fiber, and there is soluble fiber. Soluble, it describes how well it dissolves in water. Okay, so if you had a glass of water, you sprinkled some sugar in there, you
Oh, all right. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it. Oh, wait. Maybe I need to go subscribe back because I'm not subscribed to your new channel. Holy shnikey. That would be... Yeah? Oh, there we are. Okay, now I am. Fucking A. And, it says bidets are best for booty holes. Yeah, I've been using the bidet a bit. I'm still going with the soft setting. I'm kind of afraid to turn up the heat here, but I might try for the regular and see what happens, you know. It's still a little bit like shocking every time I use it. So.
mix it up and you watch those sugar crystals disappear, and all of a sudden it's just pure water again. The sugar is gone.
This bidet is like fancy though. Like you can adjust the temperature. Like it goes from like front to back and shit. Like it does like all this crazy like stuff. Like there's a bunch of settings on it. I've only used the one so far. Like I said, I'm kind of afraid to mess with it, but we may do some experimentation here.
We would then say that the sugar is soluble in water. It dissolved, it's mixed and has become one with water. What about insoluble? Well, if you had another glass of water here, and let's say you took some grass from your lawn.
Wait. So if you mix sugar and water, sure, it's soluble, but doesn't that like technically change the chemical composition of that water? I mean, right? Like, because the sugar is gonna like harden and crystallize at some point if it stays in the water. You would wait. I don't know.
You went outside, you grabbed some grass, you pulled it out, ugh, and then you sprinkled into your water, and you said, awesome, let's find out. Stir it up. The grass is just flying in that glass of water. Maybe you need to stir a little bit more. Do it again. And one more time, you stir it really furiously. And gosh, none of those blades of grass are disappearing. In fact, they stay as they are. You still see the water. You still see the blades of grass.
It's interesting though. I don't think I've done this experiment, but I imagine that if you were like smash those blades of grass, you know, like mash them up or something, then they would sink, right? Like if you change the... Anyway, I don't know if that matters.
The grass is considered insoluble in water. It does not dissolve in water.
Oh, just because it doesn't dissolve, I suppose. Yeah, but it would over like given time.
So the insoluble fibers of that psyllium husk are designed, or their function is to bulk up the stool, give it more mass, and it also can prevent a loose stool because it will group things and give it some form. Okay, the soluble fibers, what they do is absorb water. They're kind of like a sponge, and instead of the water being lost to their body, it actually will keep it in your poop, and that's what keeps your stool soft, okay? So you can see with fiber that if you had diarrhea
I
stool,
like the way he just uses the word poop, like it's medical terminology. He did that in the last one too. I find that pretty funny.
or with hard stools, fiber can really equalize things, keep you and maintain you in the soft zone, and it's a natural product. And it doesn't get absorbed into the body, it just stays in your poop.
Now I feel I've been rude and neglectful to my sphincter. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe some damage down there. Yeah, I've been not as much as some people though. Like obviously there are some people who have done a number on that orifice, and they seem to be feeling all right about it. So maybe there's something to that.
So one day it goes into your toilet. Say, thank you for a job well done. We'll see you next time. And it's something you can take every day, and it's already in foods that you eat already. That's why they say, oh, eat lots of fruits and vegetables, things high in fiber. And it's people that feel that they can benefit from more fiber is why you would take the extra powder, right? Because if you get enough fiber in your
But
diet,
it's not all about the sphincter, right? Like because a lot of this has to do with colon health too. Like if there's something wrong in your colon or your yeah, that part, that's usually where it starts, I think.
there's no need to keep taking more because, in my opinion, more fiber is not always better. All right, so how should fiber be taken generally? In my opinion, fiber needs water to work because, again, like I said, it needs to form that gel. And if you don't give enough water, that poop can become constipated. Fiber has a dark side to it, okay? So it needs to be taken very slowly and increasing it in slow amounts so that you understand what the changes are and you stop when you see good benefits or you pull it off because you're starting to get bad side effects, okay?
So too much fiber equals constipation. Also use water. Check. Okay.
What about, oh, excuse me, and one more thing is that you want to take it early in the day because you drink water throughout the day. If you take it before bed, you're not drinking any water when you're sleeping, and therefore the risk of constipation can
How
go
do you know what I'm doing while I'm sleeping, man? Come on.
up. Okay. What about Miralax? Miralax is a manufactured chemical. It's called polyethylene glycol 3350. And not a natural substance, but how does it work?
I'm just guessing. I venture to guess that somebody must have requested this video because, like, why else would you have to? Anyway, but it just came up through the algorithm again when I was spell checking Metamucil. So, oh yeah, Wilson's I need to go water my poop. I've had a fissure before, had to get surgery. Jeez. I think I might have had one of those, and maybe I was supposed to get it fixed, but I just lived with it. I also had bad hemorrhoid at one point, but those haven't returned for a long time. Eat lots of cabbage. Cabbage does amazing things for the body. Agreed. Yeah.
Goes into your intestinal system when you swallow it. Usually mix it up with any drink. It's tasteless, kind of works great that way. And then it stays in your intestine and through osmosis, which is the ability for a substance to pull in water, okay? It pulls in water from your body into the intestine where your poop is.
When I was younger, I used to believe that I could, like, because I would basically refuse to drink water, like, for a lot of my childhood. And I learned about osmosis, and I had convinced myself that I could absorb the water, like, through my skin. Like, I could stay hydrated that way.
That's how it keeps poop soft, okay?
It was just something I told myself so that I could, continue my unhealthy habits at that time, but...
Miralax doesn't need a separate water supply, so just drinking it with whatever you normally drink, it then pulls water in for itself, okay? Now, Miralax will...
Hello.
Do you want to play with me?
Aww.
Sure. You want me to help you with your groceries?
This journey.
Dudes.
will, like I said,
Yeah, I'm getting to that point now. So I stopped off at the store on the corner on my way back from the school, and one of my client's classmates recognized me, I guess, and so they had their parent, roll down the window of the vehicle. They were like, "Hey!" And I was at the corner. I was like, "Hey!" And then I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I'm glad I'm not like smoking a cigarette or something, like I gotta watch that shit." But yeah, these kids, they recognize me, like they know me by name. They're like, "Hey," like 'cause they're not even in my class, But yeah, kids, they got those little fuckers. I love
It
that.
pull in the water, but it also has a property to push stools forward.
What's up, Robin? Good to see you.
And same with Metamucil as well. The other thing with Miralax is that it only really works for people with hard stools. If you have diarrhea already or soft stools, the Miralax can actually make your stools more looser or have diarrhea.
More looser. Thank you for the yeah, down here. It can make it worse. Yeah, obviously a laxative is not going to help with diarrhea. People didn't know that.
Especially if you take too much of it. So this needs to be taken in small amounts as well, increasing very gradually. Otherwise, you can overshoot and then just be pooping your brains out because of all the water it brings in and the force of it wanting to push out of your anus and giving you diarrhea. Okay? So it
I
just
remember I was constipated really badly when I was a kid one time, and the laxatives weren't working, and so I was prescribed by a doctor, prescribed an enema, and that was like one of the most fucking traumatic experiences I've ever had. So ever since then, I always make sure that I don't get constipated.
just with that commentary that you can see, not the same.
This is entirely the humanity's fault. Tommy and Matt, they started talking about Miralax. Somehow it came up, and I made a comment about Metamucil. It was a whole thing, and then this video popped up in my feed. So I blame the humanity.
Very, very different, okay? Metamucil, being natural, can really help with constipation, hard stools, can help with diarrhea stools, and can help with regularity, okay? But also has some side effects which can produce the exact opposite. And then you have Miralax, which is really only for people with hard stools, constipation, things feel slow going through your intestines. Sorry about that.
Oops. We had to clip the video there. But also, it's important for me to know because I'm getting to the age where I'm probably gonna have to start using these products more and stuff. And it's been a while, so it's just a quick refresher.
Mail arrived. So let me continue that thought, which is that Miralax is usually for people with harder stools, so constipation, and for people that feel like that things are moving slow. It's really indicated for those. For people that with soft stool or with loose stool, this does not help bring things to
Soft or loose poop. Yeah. Right. So Metamucil keeps you regular, and the Miralax, loosens you if you're bound up.
the soft zone. In fact, it can keep making it worse. Okay. So who do I recommend? Well, like I
But
said,
then I always think like if you just have like a high fiber diet in general, you shouldn't need the Metamucil unless there's some reason that you can't, some other reason that you're not getting enough fiber, right? Like generally. But as you get older, maybe your body just doesn't process it. You need it in like the supplement form.
the Miralax, people that want to use a natural substance, that want to keep their stools maintained soft, people that can struggle with hard stools and loose stools, that fiber that's where I would head them first, okay? Or head in that direction first. Miralax for people with harder stools that struggle with softening them with fiber, natural ways, or they struggle to keep things soft even with stool softener pills like Colace, okay? People might wonder, hey, Miralax, that sounds like a scary chemical. Like, oh, I don't even like the word chemical in my body. No. I mean, does this cause cancer? Is this dangerous? Is this going to cause permanent damage?
Well, lax is obviously in reference to the fact that it's a laxative. I imagine the Mira is probably part of the name of the chemical. That's usually how they do that type of stuff, I guess.
Tell you that Miralax has been very well studied in people with constipation, okay? Like bad constipation that I won't describe in the purpose of this video, but there are people that take Miralax 6 times a day, okay, because their constipation is so bad. And it's actually been shown to be safe in those.
Shit, dude, that's crazy. 6 times a day? No, it's worse. Miralax actually derived from the miracle, or implying wondrous or surprising ease, combined with the obvious shorthand for laxative. So it's even worse. They're like, it's the miracle laxative. Thank Jeebus.
It doesn't cause addiction, doesn't cause tolerance. When you come off of Miralax, your system goes to whatever it used to be. It doesn't get absorbed into the system, okay? Can you get dehydrated from Miralax? The answer is yes. But in my purposes here, the idea here is not to make you have
You get dehydrated anytime you're pooping your brains out,
diarrhea.
though.
It's to take a small amount every day or on a regular basis so you can produce soft stools every day, okay? It's a stool softening. It's not to make you poop your brains out, okay? So dehydration is one concern, but not as much of a concern when you're taking very, very small amounts. The other question is, can this stuff destroy my kidneys, or I have kidney failure? Is this safe for me? And it's actually been studied with patients with renal failure, even stage 3, and it's actually shown to be safe in those situations as well. And so
Well, that's good. I'm going to change my settings back. I reduced the background noise, but then the background noise went away, so I don't know if that affects us too much, but just change it back. We're almost through this. We've almost made it to the end. No pun intended.
I find that Miralax, when you compare or when you look at someone's history, medical history, it can be very safe. And so if you're considering starting Miralax, definitely speak to your physician first to make sure that this is compatible with your medical conditions, okay?
Yeah, I didn't think about interacting with the kidneys in that way, but, they got to study everything, right?
If you're taking heart medications and you are on something like diuretics or something like that, fiber or Miralax may be something you really want to get a good judgment call from your doctor so that you can be monitored and you can be safe and the right effects can be right effects is where we want to head, right? We want to be better. We don't want to be worse. And I, of course, want you to be safe.
What if I did want to be worse? Just hypothetically.
Okay. And so I hope this video was very helpful for you to kind of draw out how each of them work. How are they different? How are they the same? But then, who is this really for? And always check with your physician. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next.
Thank you, Dr. Chung. This has been very informative. Okay, and we got a new Destiny video that popped. We're not going to that one today, though. Yeah, I'm not going to be on too terribly long here, but I am considering potentially doing a second show on the Stupid Monkey Philosophy channel. You know what? Let's follow up on this, 'cause we never finished this amazing Pete Mars video here. I think he's moved on to a second caller, but I'm not sure. It's the I'm Racist AMA. Let's see what's going on over there.
Stones. And if you believe that the Bible is 100% true, then you are not following those 2 minuscule verses that I have recited to you.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I can keep going if you'd like, but do you know how much DNA that YT and BLK people share?
Is it more than with the amount we share with the banana?
Yes. Yeah, it's about 50% with the banana. It's about 50% with mushrooms, mycelium.
Okay.
But it's 99.9% of our DNA.
Dogs share 99.9% DNA with wolves, but that 0.1% sure makes a big difference between a friendly animal and a savage killer.
It actually doesn't, because you can domesticate wolves, you fucking dummy.
Okay, well, it's funny that you bring that up, because dogs were bred from wolves. So that would almost be the same thing as our DNA being related to Neanderthals.
Okay.
which is also why, like, specifically in many places, wolves are a protected species. Like here, like, not only can you not hunt them, but you can't capture them. You can't because they would become extinct. Like in some places they are, right?
It sounds like you say okay when you don't have a valid point.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a woman.
Yes,
Great fucking counter argument there, huh?
my voice
You
might
should have said I'm racist and sexist. AMA here.
sound feminine, and I could see how that would make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. Women don't like me.
I haven't made that decision yet.
The guy's so black. Stop.
Is P Mars an incel as well? I mean, I just always assumed he was, but does he talk about it at all?
Stop. So what do you want to talk about?
How wrong you are and how little you've actually studied what you're convicted about.
You just want to shame me?
No,
Well, look, as we discussed with Kat a couple episodes ago, this may all be a very clever troll. Could be, you know. We just have to kind of take him at his word here. Speaking of which, I hope Kat's doing okay. I have not heard from Kat since the last stream. We scheduled the meeting with Ember, and we haven't heard from Kat since. So if anybody has proof of life, let me know, or just send my well wishes over that way.
I want to educate you because I don't think anybody else has. Do you know how many gods are worshipped on the earth currently?
Look at these freaks. What do they have in their face?
That's called face paint. People do it all the time. It's it's a pretty. I mean, it's. I'm not sure what this face paint is all about, but yeah, we paint our faces. It's not that abnormal.
Look at that guy. He's got getting ready to steal.
Not everybody who wears a ski mask is going to steal something. Come on. It's called ski mask for a reason, you know?
Ski masks were invented to keep your face warm while you skied.
She knows what's up.
Wonder if that backpack is even his.
Like, I love how he's just completely changing the subject because he can't defend the Bible. and he has no clue what he's talking about when it comes to evolution, so he's just like, hey, check out this video. What are these folks doing over here?
Most likely, or it's a prop for the music video.
This is a documentary.
On Clubcore?
On Crump.
Yeah. So that's like a dance scene, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever dance?
No, I'm white.
White people don't dance.
No.
This is terrible. This is so bad. Oh my goodness.
And there's nothing beneficial to dance.
And this is the part where I tell you that I am I do not endorse the views of P Mars. And all the commentary here is for entertainment purposes only. Disclaimer, hashtag whatever.
Dancing?
We read books and have jobs and stuff.
Well, you don't read the Bible because you couldn't name.
He's saying that black people don't read books or have jobs. Amazing.
Any of the books of the Bible.
Or no, he didn't necessarily say that. He just said he non-white people, I suppose.
I just have a bad memory from smoking crack.
I highly fucking doubt that. I doubt this guy has ever tried a fucking drug a day in his life.
That sounded intentionally offensive, and I'm going to do my best to not be offended.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so he acknowledged it there. He's just trying to offend this person at this
It's
point.
fun to laugh at yourself because I don't think anybody else was laughing.
My mom used to make fun of
You know, the tell of a shitty comedian is one that laughs at their own jokes. I mean, occasionally, and it could also be a sign of autism, but anyway.
me for laughing at my own jokes. I was like, if I don't laugh at them, nobody will. You know what I mean?
That means that it's not fucking funny, dude.
Well, I apologize that your mom might have created some trauma in your childhood, and I think it's great to laugh at yourself, if you're actually being funny. But it sounds to me that you're punching down, and nobody likes a comedian who punches down.
Oh. These guys are wilding out.
See, and it's hard kind of to call PMARS privilege, right? Because we presume they probably, resides in his mom's basement or something like that. I don't know if we have confirmation of that, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're all thinking, right? But he's like, trying to take a dig at like motherfuckers who probably a lot of these guys make much more money than he has and live more lavish lifestyles. Just based on the fact that their exposure rate is high enough for him to cover it, right? If there's a documentary actually being made about these persons, he's fucking mocking them. They probably have a lot more influence and wealth than he does, and so in reality, he might be jealous. What's up, Jill? Good to see. Atheist Thursdays, yeah, that's for sure. Right now we're just combating racism and hard stools, but good to see you.
We got Buck Wild up in here.
Are you jealous that their hips move better than yours? I mean, I don't know why you're still showing this.
Yes.
I think you got your point across. That they're having a good time dancing.
It's crazy.
So, if you got the opportunity to get married, you wouldn't dance at your wedding?
Looks like they're possessed by demons.
The opportunity to get married, can this guy even like hold an actual conversation for 5 minutes to establish a relationship with somebody in real life?
I've never witnessed that in person. I don't know what being possessed like a demon would look like.
You're in trouble.
I got you in trouble?
Yeah.
No, you got yourself in trouble there, buddy. Yet, let thee with no sin cast the first stone. And you are casting stones.
Yep. I mean, I'm not, I think like if I was actually casting stones, like that'd be kind of mean. I feel like that's what they deserve.
Like, why would you host a fucking live debate show and then not actually defend any of your points seriously at any point? Like, that's gotta be a fucking troll, right?
At this point, I am starting to think you are just purely trolling because do people this ignorant really exist?
Well, I think everyone deserves to die.
Everybody eventually will unalive.
Yeah, but I think everyone deserves to die. So.
Everyone deserves it because it's inevitable anyway?
What do you think happens
What?
after unalivement?
I wish God would just unalive everyone.
And then what
Why
would
don't you pray about it, buddy?
happen to everybody?
Most people will go to hell.
And you don't think you're most people?
Jill said PMARS a genius. I didn't know he was this smart. Come on, man. He's like, what? Electric bike Jesus, right? He knows what he's doing. Come on.
I believe in God's promises, so.
Which are? Could you give?
See, that was the problem back in the day when everybody would snap on him because he was pulling shit like this, Now we all know it, so most of us just ignore him, right? I still find it mildly entertaining. But he's finding, I mean, this looks like it comes from TikTok, right? So he's finding new fodder for his whatever you call
Me
this.
3 of God's
Is it I think it's only a grift if you make money off it, right?
promises written in the Bible.
No. If I read them, I could tell you. I'd have to Google it.
If he's really good with precept, he's not displaying any of it here.
Well, you know, if you were a true believer, you would already have a couple of these. Amani,
I can't
think
remember.
he does one at a time. This is my first time here. So I think he's giving me the time until he thinks I'm going to get angry and leave. But I hope he brings you up because I have a feeling you have some good things to say. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
Well, someone wants to actually debate, not do therapy?
No, I'm debating.
She literally tried to debate like 3 of his points, and he just
You
deflected.
just have no valid rebuttals. You have no knowledge.
I'm sick of therapy.
So your once saved, always saved claim is completely wrong and it goes against the word of God.
Are you an adult?
I'm 18, does that count? Guys, I graduated.
It depends on what country you're in.
Are you female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, he's in the room with 2 women. What will happen next?
Yeah, so I'd say that the Bible is the sole infallible authority for the church and faith and salvation.
That's not even part of your. That's not even one of your prompts, dude. What are you fucking talking about?
Okay.
Oh, wait. What did you say? Once saved, always saved? I forget.
Yeah, I said that's wrong.
My bad. Yeah, so my argument for that is that God can't fail.
Oh, okay.
And,
Okay, the OSAS was a prompt. Okay.
salvation comes from God, so when he starts to save you, he can't fail to save you.
Hold on, didn't God wipe everybody off of the face of the earth except for Moses and his immediate family and 2 of each?
That's a fucking fail. Shit. Damn it, Jim. She was doing so well too.
Animal? Because the world failed?
Noah, yeah.
So when you say that and you brought up the word of God, like, and I appreciate that, but do you know that Jesus Christ came to die on the cross for all of our sins, and that allows him to forgive everything but
He
blasphemy
didn't come down out
of
of the
the Holy Spirit. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is the one unforgivable sin. In order to commit that, you would have to literally live for God for many, many, many years, prophesy in his name, do a lot of things in his name, and still turn from him willingly to live for the devil, not God.
That's like the work salvation model or whatever, right? So she's one of them.
Why he says everyone who
Or
faces
at least is representing that argument here.
him, not every Christian is going to be like, they're going to come and they're going to be like, Lord, Lord, have I not prophesied
Love
in
where
your
you're
name?
going, but you're not going to reach this guy
Is that Calvinism, Jill? Just making sure I'm.
the way you're going at it.
Really? Is that
Like,
is
okay,
that in his
let me
word?
bring it back to Genesis 1:1. God created the world and God created Adam and Eve. You think we're all descent from Adam and Eve? Host.
Yeah.
We're all descendants of Adam and Eve.
Yes.
So where did BLK people come from?
Adam and Eve.
Well, how does that work? I mean, I would have maybe given you Tower of Babylon, but you really don't know scripture.
If you know it, you're not using it. So I'm trying to find hold on. So this kind of complicated shit when I actually tried to.
Wow, you're really quiet.
fuck?
Why don't you put
Okay.
some people dancing on the screen again and try to distract us? Amani, I think you have.
The guy kept asking why I don't like black people, so I was showing him.
Well, the
You
way
don't-
he came.
Okay, so I apologize. I was wrong. It says Calvinism is not works based. Okay, I want to make sure. Monergism? Learn something new right here. Calvinism teaches that God alone performs the work of saving a person without human help or cooperation. Of course, that requires you believe that in the Trinity, Jesus is God, right? Unconditional election, God chooses who will be saved before they are born, based solely on his own will, not on anything good the person does. Dude, what kind of bullshit is that? So there's no point in the whole test, right? Just some people, like, you can't actually save anybody because it was already chosen before you were ever born. So everybody that's here is predestined to either be saved or not. What a crock. And then total depravity. Humans are too sinful to choose God or do good things to earn favor on their own. So God has to choose you, but he's already chosen. So he just put you here for some additional suffering when he could have sent you straight to hell, right? Or just kept you in heaven. And there would be no point to any of it. It's such a fucking ridiculous thing to think.
Kind of gave me the impression that you have discussed that you didn't like that before.
Yes, Joe was here. I don't know if he's stuck around or not, but
And he did say
he says PMAR is good at precept.
your favorite color is white. And I think we're all God's children, right? So why would God have a problem with the children of a different melanation?
So then she's like, why are you racist? And it's fucking crickets. That's amazing.
Yeah, see, I'm not giving you therapy. I'm just speaking to you calmly and not getting angry. And I've given you several statements that you cannot refute.
Okay.
Can't argue any of his debate topics. Can't argue for his racism. Like, what can he fucking argue about? What arguments does he have?
Okay, can you define Calvinism?
No. Can you?
So, why is it up here? You're making claims that you don't even. Okay, bro.
Seriously, I'm sorry, Amani. I've dealt with people like this in my life a little bit longer than you. I'm about twice
The
your age.
hypocrites. just
I'm
don't
really
know
not
about
trying to downplay you. I think you.
No,
sound
I
like
get
a-
it.
Yeah. I know how to talk to people like
Now we'll have a side debate of ageism with these two callers.
this. And
That might actually be something worthwhile, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the hypocrites they talk about in the Bible, but you know.
Good boy.
And he's talking to his dog or something.
Oh boy. Oh man. What did you get yourself into?
I thought he said good boy.
So you're not gonna give back a claim or anything? What did you say?
I don't care about you two.
So you get on live to debate, and then when your outrageous claims are shut down, you don't care to mention it anymore?
Well, I mean, you guys just fucking clearly a waste of time. I mean, like, I don't know.
How?
What the fuck? Way to flip the script on it.
You just
It's like, obviously you're wasting my time.
bullying me.
No.
They're bullying him. No, that is good. That's fucking epic troll status, honestly.
Little facts about the Bible that you have no argument about. You're top
I told you earlier, we're here for entertainment tonight. We'll get back into the serious shit later, you know.
line, minus the 6 things written on your background, is debate live. And you have not debated anything that I've had to say. You basically just proved that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Atheists read the Bible probably more than you, and they probably know the Bible more than you.
What a thought-terminating cliche.
Thought terminating cliche. All right, yeah, that was a coherent statement.
Okay.
So just so I can let you know, Galvanism is basically God is absolute sovereignty. So everything he says you should abide by, and he says, "Let thee with no sin cast the first stone." And clearly you have sinned. Have you ever jaywalked? I think that's a sin.
My pastor said Calvinism is a Christian version of Islam.
He's not Jill's friend anymore, that's for sure.
My pastor said Calvinism is a Christian version of Islam.
But that has, I don't even see how that relates to what she just said. She was talking about the go back.
Really, God is absolute sovereignty. So everything he says, you should abide by. And he says, let thee with no sin cast the first stone. And clearly you have said, have you ever jaywalked? I think that's a sin.
I don't know if jaywalking is a sin, but at some point, I think Jesus does say something like you need to follow. I don't remember where that comes in. I think it was Jesus, but somebody said like you got to follow both the commandments and the law of the land or whatever, and then like you render to Caesar what is Caesar's or whatever that bullshit was, right? So they were like, yeah, you're supposed to follow the law technically, but it, you know, they have the commandments and they have all the lesser commands and and you know all that bullshit too, right? So, but I mean, I think there's a what is it, the 7 deadly sins or whatever, and then but the commandments are the top 10. He's like, those are the ones you really gotta pay attention to, and then the love thy neighbor thing, which isn't even in there because the commandments are all mostly, I think, things that you shouldn't do except for like observing the Sabbath day and yeah, is that the only one that is actually like non-prohibition? Hold on, it's been a while. Let's look at the commandments again. No other gods, no idols, no blasphemy, keep the Sabbath, okay, honor parents. And the rest are all, so there's 2 that are actually telling you what you ought to do, but all the rest are ought nots. So
My pastor said Calvinism is a Christian version of Islam.
Well, your pastor was wrong, and you shouldn't take everybody's word for everything.
My pastor loves Israel. We donate to Israel.
what? Secondary troll there.
I'm sorry.
What?
Calvinism is Islam, and also we love Israel.
My pastor said Calvinism is a Christian version of Islam.
Well, your pastor was wrong, and you shouldn't take everybody's word for everything.
My pastor loves Israel. We donate to Israel.
He loves Israel. We donate to Israel. He kind of broke up there.
I'm sorry.
What?
I misheard you.
We donate to Israel and we say Palestine isn't a real thing.
We donate to Israel and we say Palestine isn't a real thing.
Palestine isn't a real thing. You're saying the country doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's fake.
The country is fake.
Fake.
And you're donating to Israel.
Israel #1.
Yeah, this is a
Super troll. Super duper troll.
troll live.
Yeah, he's a lost cause, man. Well, nobody's too far for God, but dang.
I appreciate that you think that, Amani. Am I saying your name right, Amani?
Oh, yeah.
Something keeps him going.
Israel, the United States should just do whatever Israel says.
Yeah, you're a troll.
This isn't getting anywhere.
Well, but what he wants us to get loud and angry, you know, and start calling the last guy.
I
was
wonder
trying
what the actual stream was titled. I know it was not I'm Racist AMA. Like, I'm sure these people wouldn't even have joined if he had fucking... Obviously.
to tell him, like, you're not winning when you resort to insults. Nobody wins in that case, you know. But I have presented several facts to you. Oh, well, several Bible references, and you really don't know what you're talking about.
You bullying me.
No, I'm playing your game, but playing it better. Okay. See, he says okay every time he has no rebuttal.
I just don't give a fuck what you think or say. Like, you can say whatever you want, but it's like,
He's here to trigger people. If you don't get triggered, then he's got no fucking ammunition.
Well, then what's the point of debating if you don't care what anybody has to say?
well, giving cliches and platitudes isn't debating.
Can you define
Okay,
platitude
debating.
for me?
No, I can't.
So what's your...
Yeah. So platitudes are like something that
Sounded like her mic cut out. I was wondering if he muted her, but
you've heard several times that just like really don't have meaning. And I have a feeling nobody's spoken to you like me before, so I wouldn't say anything.
Oh, that is no. There have been a lot of these, honey. Wait, was that sexist? Damn it! Now I'm doing it.
It's a platitude. I wouldn't say I'm sane. I won't argue with you on that one.
I debate, like, I'm the best debater on the internet.
Amani, it was a pleasure to meet you. You might be a master debater, but you're not doing a good job currently.
Did she say Sumami? That was not Sumami.
Well, what objective?
Unless there's another user with that. She kept saying it, but I couldn't tell.
That's very true. We could ask chat. I mean, there's only 6 other people in here. Do you guys want to W host
Yeah,
or?
you rely on the Bible. When you say, like, I'm not doing a good job, you're already using Christian metaphysics. So you're a Christian who's suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
Can you define metaphysics?
No.
Can you define any word?
No.
I can't define anything. Only God can do that.
That doesn't surprise me.
All you do is like go, oh, do you know this thing? Oh, do you know that thing? And that's like your whole move in the debate. And that's like, to me, that's shameful. I have no respect for people like you. I wouldn't debate someone like me to this time.
That doesn't surprise me.
What's up, Mikey? Good to see you. Yeah, he sounds like a masturbator for sure.
I have very little respect for most of the people in your life, especially women.
If you asked me a question and I knew the answer, I would just tell you I don't know. You know why?
No, please tell me.
Because fuck you.
Okay. In your dreams.
That's actually pretty good. I think she's getting under his skin a little bit. She keeps carrying on and trying to talk to him, and he's obviously not going to be serious.
You think I owe you something? I don't owe you an answer.
Can you imagine this guy actually, like on a date, like out at a restaurant somewhere or a coffee shop, like engaged in a serious conversation with this woman? How's he ever going to get laid, let alone fucking procreate?
I didn't say that.
I don't owe you anything.
No, you absolutely do not.
You ask me questions like you can just Google.
Yeah, but I also recited the books of the Bible from memory, fully knowing them, and you don't.
Every question you asked was just shit you can Google.
No, the first question I asked you was, can you recite any of the books of the Bible in order? Like, that's a Genesis, Exodus.
Actually, I should probably walk that back, because if she's intelligent with a good sense of humor, and he's able to, so some women, a good number of women that I've heard of say that the sense of humor is actually like the thing that turns them on. Like a guy who can make me laugh. Like, that's a big thing for a lot of women. So if he were able to gear it in that way, right? But I don't think you'd be able to do that by trolling. I don't think most people are gonna like see that as like an obvious pickup.
Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
I could just
like,
Google that. So what is that?
Yeah, but I know these things. I've studied these things.
Do you understand what a fucking egotistical, arrogant moron you are? Like, oh my god, you are
Egotistical, arrogant moron. She actually tried to debate your points, and you weren't there for it. Wow. Chatty Blogger says Palestine has always claimed itself as an independent state away from Israeli influence, not to mention that known terrorists also live in this state, and Israel has been trying to eradicate them. Right, fair. I mean, so the Palestinians were there, and there's, contention over who was there first and all of that. But obviously after World War II, when Israel became a legitimized nation state, okay. And there has been a lot of conflict ever since then. It seems clear to me from everything I've seen in the history that that the UN kind of fucked up, right? And there's a lot of Western influence in there, I guess you might call it, or whatever, that may have been. I just want to say, I want to use the term like improper. Like, maybe we shouldn't have intervened in the first place in that way. But that's, it's lost to history now. So now it's like, okay, how do you have two distinct groups of people who are technically ancestral relatives, in a certain context, right? But these people can't cohabitate. And then what is our responsibility? Do we force them to cohabitate, allow one to wipe out the other? Is that nature taking its course? Or do we have some responsibility to stop that from happening in a humanist sense, right? Yeah. Similar fuck up happened with the India-Pakistan partition from 1947. Yeah, we tend to try to go in there and maybe we have good intentions at the time, but then we cause additional ongoing conflict, and then we're like, well, I don't know, we did what we could, and we throw our hands up. But, we also give money to Israel and weapons and shit like that, so.
So, like, your head is so far up your fucking ass that it's, like, no point to talk to you. Holy
If my
fuck.
head was up my ass, you wouldn't be able to hear me speak.
I wish I could.
I mean, you're the host, you could drop me. But you're here to try to get engagement, and people want people screaming at each other, so that's why you have less
I want
viewers.
to fucking debate. I have an argument that the Bible's true. No one gives a fuck. I
would say
Hey, no, you state that the Bible is true, but you make no argument to support it.
about half of the world gives a fuck about the Bible, but then there's also the problem about what Bible that they give a fuck about.
Well, obviously the slave Bible is the true Bible. Everyone knows
Wait. I thought slaves. Yeah, Bible doesn't endorse slavery.
Tog, not you too. It's B. Mars. He is the best. Yeah, the best fucking online troll. No. But good to see you, buddy.
The slave Bible is the true Bible.
So what's the slave Bible? If the second number question statement you have says the Bible doesn't endorse.
And then it just abruptly cuts off right there. That's an amazing clip. Good job, buddy. You finished it.
Regarding the food laws in the Bible, there were differences between Israel and then.
And we have Jamie Russell here, of course. Oops. Did I just fuck up? Yeah, I did. It's taking a minute to catch up here. Okay, so we can remove that. And then we'll watch Jamie's video, and then I might sign off. Whoop. Doug says, he isn't doing anything wrong. I guess it's a matter of perspective. What he's not doing is actually debating, like arguing for any of the points that he put up there. But he's definitely doing some other shit that one might find entertaining if they have a particular sense of humor.
Non-Israelites in the Old Testament, and then like in Acts 15, they bring up verses about the differences, and then apply it to the Gentiles. But the idea that the things that God said is food and what isn't food. Like certain animals are not considered food. That's what it means to be unclean. I think when people think of it as like just some category, just like nominal categorization that has no real meaning.
Well, he didn't say it isn't food. He said you shouldn't eat it because it's unclean, right? I don't think he said it's not food. But yeah, there are parts where he says that certain things are not clean.
And there's theories about this, right? There is a high correlation between the things that are considered not food and what we now know about them being healthy, but it's not perfectly cut and dry. And so, but I would just say,
you're also talking about people who didn't understand like the biological reasons that people got sick from food poisoning back in the day, right? Like the internal temperature of meats and how like the bacteria that's in there and stuff like that, or salmonella or E. coli. They didn't have any knowledge of that shit, so it was just kind of a basic like, oh yeah, we have issues with this one, so
the idea
must be unclean.
That
but I think the Jews, right, just believe it's like koshering. Like if you kosher it, that makes it clean, right? That's the way they get around that, I think.
It's like all the law or nothing in the New Testament, like just wiped all out. We have them applying them under food laws, and then the texts that people use to claim that there's a teaching that's saying the food laws are done away with are actually just poor exegesis, poor understanding. Like Jesus declaring all foods clean, that doesn't work. because then he'd be undermining laws of Moses while they were still under the law of Moses during his ministry, which would make him a false prophet under the covenant and the warnings. And
how could Jesus be a false prophet? Like, if he is God, then he can undermine whoever the fuck he wants, right?
Testament. So you can't do that. I mean, I would say you could say, at best you could say he's saying it's not like the weightier measures of the law, which is true, right? Like, I don't think like you have to keep the food laws or you're going to go to hell. I have sort of a liberal view on this, but my whole point is when people try to use a particular or Peter's vision and say that that's teaching that the food laws are done away with, it's just not true. So then you realize
Peter's vision. Oops. Vision. Peter's vision, recorded in Acts 10, 9 through 16, is an event where the Apostle Peter saw a large sheet descended from heaven filled with various animals. Oh, that one, okay, yeah. And a voice told him to kill and eat, symbolizing that God had made all people, including Gentiles, clean and acceptable. Okay, thank you, Bible Gateway.
is there actually are no verses in the New Testament that undermine the food laws in the New Covenant.
You don't say. So it gives context here. Key events. Peter went to the roof to pray at noon and felt hungry. Then he fell into a trance and saw heaven open up. A large sheet came down containing 4-footed animals, reptiles, and birds. And the voice said, "Get up, Peter, kill and eat." And Peter said that he had never eaten anything impure or unclean. And the voice said, "Do not call anything impure that God has made clean." Repeating the event 3 times.
And that's sort of a big deal regarding that. You should assume the things that God said are still binding unless otherwise mentioned. Or you can categorize.
Mikey said, when a dim-witted so-called knowledgeable person resorts to cussing and loses his platform, then he's totally classified as an idiot. Yeah, I don't think you necessarily get kicked off of YouTube for cussing. PMARS has been removed from YouTube for other reasons, using particular slurs and things like that, I believe. But he's been, pretty. He's been able to maintain his channel for a while. But he, as far as I know, I don't think he hosts lives here. All of his stuff is on other platforms, and then he just clips the videos as we saw. But the thing is that PMARS is not welcome on many debate platforms because of that behavior. Like, he has tried to do real debates and evolved into what we saw there, and so that's why most people won't even host a conversation with him that I'm aware of.
Certain kinds of laws and discuss whether or not that whole category is binding, and that's difficult to do. But the point is, if your reading is like the law was bad and now it's done away with, Jesus saved us from God's law, that doesn't work either. That's a really bad take. So, sin is transgression of the law. Sin is why we need the gospel and salvation, and sin is violation of God's law. That's the.
Why do these videos just keep cutting off like that? That's... Did he edit it that way? Or am I feel like maybe oh, yeah, no, that was it. So both of you guys just abruptly cut their video in mid-sentence. So that was interesting. I didn't even know that was going to happen. Whoa, I don't want that. What the is going on around here? Alright, well... What? Jeez, dude, this is getting weird right now. I'm just going to close it. My thing's wigging out, and it's time to end the program anyway. Anyway, I hope you all have had a fantastic Thursday. Mine's been pretty darn good. And we just ended off with a little bit of entertainment. Once again, after a brief intermission, I may host a rather personal stream, either today or tomorrow. I think it probably needs to be done in the next day or so while it's fresh, over at Stupid Monkey Philosophy. If anybody's interested in those sorts of introspective musings, because I do have some thoughts I've been thinking. But anyway, thank you to everybody who came by tonight, and much love. Be kind, be well, and stay trusty. And if you will, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Help me get to that 300 mark. I would be very much appreciative. All right. We'll see you next time.